And now for our top focus this hour. A pothole has appeared on the Samruddhi highway bridge at Amravati. The 700 plus kilometer long highway was one of the ambitious projects of the Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and was opened up for public use just 1.5 years ago. Now, since then, it has made headlines for all of the wrong reasons. According to 2023 data, 900 accidents have occurred in just a span of 100 days. And now with this new pothole, serious questions are being raised over its quality of construction or lack thereof. The Maharashtra State Road Development Corporation has begun repair work and has committed to swift restoration, which is expected to conclude within 5 days. The total cost of the highway was 55,000 crore rupees, and thousands of crores were even spent on technical designer teams. Now, meanwhile, the Maharashtra Congress chief Nala Patole has slammed the Shinde-led government. He alleged that several complaints were lodged on the design and construction of the highway, but they were ignored by the government. He has also alleged pervasive corruption during the highway's construction phase. Now, we were just talking about the fact that the Maharashtra Congress chief, Nana Patole, has hit out at the government. And to speak to us from the government, we also have Asif Bamla, who is joining us. He's a spokesperson of the BJP. He's joining us on the broadcast right now. Beyond this, we also have our other guests joining us. We have Kishore Tiwari, who is a spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, the Uddhav faction. And beyond this, we also have a pothole activist on the broadcast with us, Manoj Wadhwa, joining us on the broadcast. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on Mirror Now. Mr. Wadhwa and Mr. Tiwari, I request that you stay with us. First, I'm going to be crossing over to Mr. Bhamla, again, the spokesperson of the BJP. Mr. Bhamla, what is your plan to combat this problem?
Certainly, it is definitely a serious issue. It's something which needs immediate attention, and it was given an immediate attention. I certainly, in a situation like that, we cannot support or endorse a situation like that, because it is a small patch that needs to be addressed. And when this incident came and it happened, it was immediately the road side, the particular patch was shut, and the other sides of the roads were immediately reopened for public use.
All right, there seems to be a bit of a network issue with the BJP spokesperson there. On that note, we'll cross over to our opposition voice. We have Mr. Kishore Tiwari from the Shiv Sena, the Uddhav faction. Mr. Tiwari, I'm sure you were able to listen into a little bit of what the BJP had to say, the representative. What he was essentially saying is that this is a matter that we can't ignore, of course, and he's also saying that action was taken. But on the opposition's end, how do you seek to escalate this? What will you be doing as the opposition in the state?
No. Who was opposing the Samruddhi Marg itself. And the 55,000 road was not necessary at all, because the National Highway 6 was already there. And the government claimed that time it will change the economy of Vidarbha and Marathwada. After 1 year, I am finding the economy has worsened. But Patole and all these things, but as on today, 1,340 accidents are there. More than 216 people died. And there are certain issues, and the HUM project, means the hybrid immunity model, has not worked at all. But if you see the man behind the Samruddhi supervision, while the quality was there, Mopelwar is now the main advisor of the chief minister. So the culprits are Devendra Fadnavis as the chief minister and Eknath Shinde as the minister for transport, roadways that time. Now Eknath Shinde is the chief minister and Devendra is the what we call as a deputy chief minister. But this model having failed, they have proposed another model, Nagpur Goa. So what is the purpose of promoting such costly projects when the purpose is not served? Is nothing but a corruption. The 55,000 project in which land acquisition was around 12,000 crore. But toll concession has not been given when the public money has been utilized. Who is returning the money to the contractor? Government of Maharashtra. So I think a white paper is needed and a SIT is needed. I think Devendra Fadnavis and Eknath Shinde both are responsible for the quality, and there are lapses. There are lapses. There is no because the road side there is no enmity, no stopping is allowed. And was it necessary? Has it changed the economy of the region? Why the
Mhm.
Samruddhi work was proposed when a national highway was there? And if it would have been the claim made by the state would have been there, so the things would have been resulted in resolving the economic crisis. Assis Amla spoke for
Absolutely. Mr.
the
Tiwari, you're
right
making
thing
very
that
valid points here. We also want to bring in, we'll come back to you in a short while from now, but we also want to bring in Mr. Wadhwa. He is an activist and he's seen multiple incidents when it comes to potholes and the incidents that they've also created subsequently. Mr. Wadhwa, what I wanted to ask you about was, why do you think this matter hasn't yet been dealt with?
Ma'am, until there is a strict law against the officials and the contractors who are making these roads and there is a pothole, till that time we'll be having all these issue across India. So पहले धरती माता के ऊपर गड्ढे होते थे, अब आसमान से वो गड्ढे झांक रहे हैं. ये हालत हो गई है हमारे देश में. So until we have a law to punish these culprits, which Mr. I think from Shiv also is speaking the same, the culprit word. So I'm saying whoever so is responsible for the potholes on the national highway or any other highway, any other road, there should be a punishable law. हमने नितिन गडकरी जी को मिलके उनके हाथ में एक प्रावधान सौंपा है, उसके अंदर हमने एक लॉ प्रपोज किया है कि कैसे आप इन नकारा अधिकारियों के खिलाफ एक सख्त कानून बना सकते हैं. For me, there is a law. If I will not wear the seat belt or I will not use a helmet, there is a punishment for me for not killing myself. मैं अपनी ही जान नहीं ले सकता किसी भी तरीके से, उसके लिए मेरे ऊपर प्रावधान है सजा के. मुझे हैवी पेनल्टी देनी पड़ती है, लेकिन इन नकारा अधिकारियों के खिलाफ कोई प्रावधान नहीं है जब तक कि इनके खिलाफ कोई सख्त कानून नहीं लागू होंगे. इस देश में इस तरह के गड्ढों से हमें निजात नहीं मिलेगी. वी नीड वेरी 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 स्ट्रिक्ट लॉज फॉर दीज कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स एंड द ऑफिशियल्स. Until that time, we'll be having these potholes problem.
I think well said. Do remain with us. Mr. Bhamla, we've been able to reestablish that connection with you. You were earlier responding to a question before the network was interrupted about how your government is planning to combat this matter. Now, you've already heard from a pothole activist who says that a law is needed. Then beyond this, the opposition is claiming that all of this is due to corruption. Continue with what you were saying earlier about what your government is planning to do.
No, I certainly agree with what Mr. Manoj says, that there has to be some accountability. And I appreciate the endorsement that he has done to the Honorable Minister, Mr. Gadkari ji, who I think the country endorses as one of the ministers who deals with such issues with a majorly iron fist. But now, in a situation like that, हमें राजनीति करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. यही गोखले ब्रिज पर शिवसेना ने घाई से उन्होंने अनावरण किया उसका. And then we saw what the outcome was. आज यदि हमारा Mumbai coastal road, if it is not being unveiled, we want to see so that such situations don't arise. We want to be double, triple sure to ensure that such lacunas are not remain. But the opposition is not patient. अरे ये रोड हो गया, आपने इसका उद्घाटन कर देना चाहिए, प्रधानमंत्री का आप इंतजार कर रहे हो, फलाना का इंतजार कर रहे हो. That's not how you deal with it. Here we are trying to fight tooth and nail to the lacuna that was created with metro railways and everything in the past 2.5 years, which the MP Sarkar was there. So I understand. I am certainly against and I oppose this situation that has happened at the Samruddhi Mahamarg, and the government will definitely address. I am thankful to God that किसी की जान नहीं गई इस situation पे, but इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि इसको हमें negligently लेना चाहिए. As Mr. Manoj said, the person who is involved, the contractors, have to be dealt with an iron fist to ensure that the corrective measures are there. There has to be penalties that has to be raised. But don't say that
So,
the
Mr.
development
Bhamla, what I
process is
want to
not
ask
happening in
you here
Maharashtra,
is,
Mumbai.
you're talking
Tell me.
about the fact that this matter does need to be addressed. You're talking about the fact, you're lauding what the pothole activist has to say, but the question still remains: what is being done from the end of the state government? What are the specifics?
You see, now when a situation is arise and this has come to the fore, it will certainly be addressed. Give us a little time. Don't do politics on this. आपने तो कोस्टल महामार्ग के का अनावरण करने के लिए you're putting guns, you're going all guns blaze. अरे why are you so much in a hurry? The cost of lives of Mumbaikar is very important. आप चालू कर दीजिए, आप चालू कर. अरे there are many certification tests that need to be done. There have been situations where the Shiv Sena leaders have gone and tried to forcefully unveil the bridges, the railways, in spite of there no being reality checks. And when situations like this occur, you all are the first people to shout, to fight, and to raise voices. Raise voice. We are here to accept it. If we are elected by the government, we will address that issue. But आप दो बात नहीं कर सकते हो. आपने सरकार को भी वक्त देना चाहिए. ये मत भूलिए कि महाराष्ट्र सरकार is on a development mode.
But Mr. Bhamla, I think many would also ask how much time needs to be given to the government for a matter like this. There are statistics that show a particular story where you have 135 people, at least 135 people who've lost their lives. And this was inaugurated 1.5 years ago. It's not a 10-year-old bridge. It's not a 10-year-old highway.
Mumbai, if you know the Delhi-Mumbai Green Line Expressway of 1 lakh crore, that is one of the super highways so all over India, we are planning to have a good infrastructure for the people of the country. This is the sankalpa of the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But if this situation has happened, that doesn't mean that we have to not listen to the opposition. We are a responsible government, and we want the opposition to raise their voice. But don't do destructive politics. आप हुए इसका निवारण हमें ये रोड पर केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के या शिवसेना के कार्यकर्ता नहीं चाहते.
All right, Mr. Bhamla, thank you. We're a little short of time. We want to get a quick word in from the activist who remains with us, Mr. Wadhwa. In a few days, we have a 25-kilometer long stretch of the Samruddhi highway, which is set to open up. Do you think it's just going to add to the woes?
मैम 10 साल पहले मैंने अपने 3 साल के बेटे पवित्र को खोया था रोड के गड्ढों की वजह से. आज भी रोड पे गड्ढे हैं. जेंटलमैन कह रहे हैं कि कोई अभी तक किसी की मौत नहीं हुई है, लेकिन जिम्मेदारी किसके तय हुई है? मैंने जो गडकरी जी को प्रावधान सौंपे हैं वो करीब 2 साल पहले सौंपे हैं. उस पे एक लाइन भी काम नहीं हुआ है अभी तक. So when do you think that accountability will be fixed? This is a sentence only you are repeating again and again. But when the accountability fixed, and what are those accountability laws? When you are going to draft it, when you are going to pass in the parliament and in the Vidhan Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, कब ये देश में कानून लागू होगा उसकी तारीख बताइए आप. ये सिर्फ बयान देने से कुछ नहीं होगा. अपोजिशन हो या मेन पार्टी हो, मुझे एज ए रोड यूजर कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. आई नीड अकाउंटेबिलिटी फॉर द मनी आई एम पेइंग टू यू फॉर एज ए इनकम टैक्स. You are making poor roads and you are killing people. You are also responsible for that. So you need to fix the accountability as soon as possible.
Mr. Wadhwa, thank you so much for joining us. We'd also like to thank Mr. Kishore Tiwari, who was the spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, the faction, and Mr. Asif Bhamla, spokesperson of the BJP. Gentlemen, thank you again for joining us on this topic. We're a little short on time. Now we're going to be heading into a very short break, but do stay with us. We'll be right back with more.